I never imagined that at 65, my greatest fear would be the sound of laughter drifting down the hallway, or the friendly tap on my shoulder as someone passes by. Yet here I am, surrounded by memories but intentionally keeping my distance from the living. I'm 65 and I avoid people now. Those words taste bitter on my tongue, but they are the honest confession of a heart that has loved deeply and been wounded enough times to crave the safety of solitude. Once, I was the life of every gathering, telling stories that made strangers lean in and friends laugh until their tea fell from their laps. Now I keep my blinds drawn, my phone silenced, and my days deliberately unmarked by the arrival of guests. The creak of the sidewalk outside feels like an alarm, jolting me into the protective shell I've built around my fragile spirit. This is not the tale of a bitter old man, nor a recluse hiding from the world, at least, not entirely. It is the story of a soul that has danced in the rain and tasted every sweetness life had to offer, only to learn that sometimes the sweetest moments also sting the most when they vanish. My retreat isn't just about pain, it's about preserving a fragile hope that one day I might rediscover the courage to open my door and my heart without fear. But until that day arrives, I remain here, tucked away, listening to memories echo down these empty halls. If any of this resonates with you or even challenges you, I invite you to stick around until the end. Before we dive in, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and join our community of seniors and loved ones who are all seeking more peace, purpose, and understanding in this beautiful chapter of life. These real-life advice can change your life. Number 5 is most important, so stay tuned with us till the end of the video to get the best advice you need right at this stage of life. So let's get started. Number 1, time feels more precious than ever. At 65, one of the most profound revelations is that time is no longer an endless resource. When we were younger, we floated through days believing we had all the time in the world, frittering away hours in conversations that added little to our happiness, attending events out of obligation, and burdening ourselves with tasks that, in hindsight, meant very little. Now, every sunrise feels like a gift, something inherently precious that deserves my full attention and gratitude. I remember mornings when I would linger over a cup of coffee, lost in thought about to-do lists and social pleasantries. Today, that same cup of coffee holds an entirely new significance. It's a moment of peace, a chance to awaken not just my body, but my spirit. This shift didn't come from fear, but from wisdom. I began asking myself, does this conversation enrich me? Does this obligation honor my values? If the answer was no, I felt empowered to let it go. It might have seemed drastic at first, declining invitations, turning down phone calls, being rude to those who expected the always available me, but each refusal was a vote for my own well-being. No one owes an explanation for valuing their time. As I chose being overdoing, life grew richer. The time spent in genuine connection became deeper, and even the simple pleasure of watching the leaves drift on the breeze felt like an intimate celebration of life itself. Number 2, relationships evolve, and that's okay. One of the hardest truths I've embraced is that not every relationship is meant to last forever. As a younger person, I equated the length of a friendship or family tie with its merit. I marked birthdays, anniversaries, and reunions as sacred duties, proof of loyalty and love. But over decades, I witnessed connections that once felt vital drift into obligation, leaving me drained rather than uplifted. Learning to let go wasn't admitting defeat, it was choosing growth. I discovered that relationships thrive on mutual respect, genuine support, and emotional balance. When I attended gatherings purely out of habit, I felt like a guest of honor at a party I no longer enjoyed. But when I prioritized invitations that resonated with my heart, every conversation felt alive. My circle became smaller, yes, but each bond became deeper. I found myself cherishing the friends who remembered my coffee order without asking, the family members who checked in to see how I truly felt, and even former colleagues turned confidants who understood the nuance of my experiences. Letting go of relationships that no longer aligned with who I had become offered a profound sense of relief and freedom. The memories remain treasures, guiding me forward, but I've stopped carrying connections that weigh me down. Number 3, trust becomes selective. Trust, once freely given in my youth, has become a currency I spend judiciously. In earlier decades, I believed in the inherent goodness of people, opening my heart and time to anyone who asked. That openness created beautiful moments of fellowship, but it also opened the door to disappointment. Betrayals by friends who valued what I could offer rather than who I was left scars that linger. Family rifts over misunderstandings and a colleague's pursuit of self-gain demonstrated that not everyone holds loyalty in the same regard. Over time, these experiences taught me discernment rather than cynicism. Now, when I meet someone new, I don't immediately share my personal history or my calendar. I observe, I look for consistency in their words and actions. Small gestures of reliability that indicate they value me as I value them. I trust my instincts when they whisper that something feels off. I no longer dismiss caution as paranoia. Setting boundaries isn't building walls, it's creating healthy fences to protect my peace. When I do earn someone's trust, the bond feels all the more meaningful, and I can afford to give a piece of my heart without fear. Number 4, the world has changed, and so have I. In the whirlwind of technological advancement and speeding modern life, I sometimes feel like a spectator watching a play I once knew by heart. The digital age has redefined connection. We can message across continents in seconds, yet I find myself craving conversations that last an hour face-to-face. Long ago, neighbors were extensions of family, people you invited in for coffee without formal plans or fuss. Today, I am more likely to see a text thread of emoji reactions than hear laughter in person. This new pace and disembodied communication leave me yearning for simplicity, presence, and sincerity. It's not about rejecting innovation. I cherish being able to video call a grandchild or browse photos of distant friends, but the mechanical hum of notifications often distracts from genuine human warmth. I choose to step back from the digital rush, silencing pings, so I can focus on the essential heartfelt laughter shared over a meal, the unspoken understanding in a friend's gaze, the natural rhythm of a real conversation. Some might call it nostalgia, but to me it's clarity. It's an intentional decision to preserve the sanctity of true connection in a world that threatens to replace it with pixels and pings. Number 5, solitude is a source of strength. Solitude is not the same as loneliness. Loneliness is an ache, a yearning for connection that goes unfulfilled, whereas solitude is a choice, a gift of uninterrupted time to reflect, heal, and simply be. In the quiet of my own company, I've discovered a richness I never knew existed. Sitting on my porch as the sun dips behind the trees, I feel the hush of the evening air, not as emptiness but as an invitation to listen to my own thoughts. In these moments I revisit life's tapestry, the triumphs, the mistakes, the lessons learned, and I make peace with every thread. Instead of ruminating on regret, I choose gratitude for experiences that shaped me. Solitude has heightened my presence when I do gather with loved ones. I arrive fully there, undistracted and engaged. In this space of stillness, I've reconnected with my deepest values, rediscovering passions shelved by a lifetime of obligation. If this message speaks to you, if you've ever feared being alone, please pause now and consider subscribing. Together, let's embrace solitude not as a punishment, but as a sanctuary where our authentic selves can flourish. Number 6. Why I avoid people now. I avoid people not because I've grown cold, but because I've learned that not everyone deserves my time or energy. For much of my life, I believed that being available to everyone was the hallmark of a good person. I said yes to every invitation, answered every call, and offered help even when my own cup was empty. That generosity of spirit, while well-intentioned, often led to exhaustion and resentment. I endured drama that wasn't mine to shoulder and strained relationships that offered no reciprocity. Now I protect my peace by saying no more often and walking away from expectations that don't align with my well-being. Prioritizing peace over people-pleasing has been transformative. The circle I keep is smaller, but those who remain bring genuine warmth, kindness, and understanding. They uplift me rather than drain me. I avoid the gossipers, the chronic complainers, and those who seem to thrive on tension. It's not a rejection of humanity, it's an affirmation that my time is finite, and I choose to spend it with those who truly matter. In doing so, I have found a freedom and contentment I never thought possible. Number 7, you're not alone. If you're watching this and feeling the pull to step back from certain social circles, know that you are not alone. Many people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond come to similar realizations that life is too precious for superficial ties and that self-preservation is not selfish but wise. We're part of a growing community of seniors reclaiming our time and energy, shifting from obligation to intention in every interaction. It's a shared experience that bridges generations, the understanding that quality far outweighs quantity when it comes to relationships. Embracing this shift doesn't close doors. It opens new ones to deeper, more authentic connections. If this resonates, please leave a comment below sharing your own journey. Let's lift each other up and remind ourselves that we're all navigating this chapter together. Number 8. Embracing this chapter. At 65, life is no longer a performance, but an exploration of peace. I've learned to let go of noise, drama, and distractions, choosing instead simplicity, stillness, and presence. Joy is found in the golden sunlight that streams through my window each morning, in the laughter that bubbles up during a heartfelt conversation, and in the quiet satisfaction of a day spent exactly as I wish. Reflection allows me to honor every triumph and every setback, seeing both as threads in the rich tapestry of my life. And yet, this chapter is not solely about looking back. It's also about looking forward with gentle excitement, perhaps taking up a new hobby, tending a garden, or simply savoring the present moment. I understand now that being is enough to be content, enough to be grateful, and enough to keep growing. In this chapter, I choose authenticity over pretense, gratitude over regret, and freedom over expectation. I encourage you to embrace your own chapter with the same open heart. Avoiding people at this stage of life isn't a withdrawal from the world. It's a path to peace. At 65, I've earned the right to protect my energy and to spend my days on what truly matters: joy, depth, and authenticity. This chapter is mine, and I choose peace. If you found value in these reflections, please comment below to share your own experiences. Don't forget to subscribe and join our community, where we uplift one another and celebrate the wisdom of our year. Thank you for watching, and here's to living intentionally, loving deeply, and savoring every moment.